Peacemaking is tough work. Anybody can start a fight, instigate a conflict, or even keep one going. But it takes a strong person, it takes a special and exceptional person, it takes a person of integrity to be a peacemaker. Are you such a person? Hello, my name is Bill Sterling, and I'm the pastor of Community Church at Ocean Pines, located in Ocean Pines, Maryland. I want to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to view this video, and I hope and pray that the words that I have to say are a comfort, are a blessing, and are a help to you in your Christian walk, your journey of faith. On Sunday, December the 4th, many churches will celebrate what is known as the second Sunday of Advent. It is the Sunday of peace. The prophet Isaiah in chapter 9 verse 2 speaks of the coming of the Messiah, who would be Jesus Christ, and gives the Messiah 4 names. One of those names is the Prince of Peace. Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace. He would be called the Prince of Peace because he brings peace between humanity, you and me, and God. That peace is the forgiveness of sins. That peace is a sense of harmony. That peace is a sense of tranquility. That peace is a sense of wholeness. In the Old Testament, in the Hebrew word translated peace, the ideas of harmony and tranquility and wholeness and completeness and restoration are all wrapped up in the idea of peace. We tend to think of peace as simply the absence of any kind of conflict. And if there's no conflict, therefore everything is at peace. And while the absence of conflict is peaceful, it doesn't always mean there is peace. Many of you may remember, and I sure do, that when we were young and little kids and we get into a scuffle with some of our playmates or a brother and a sister, a parent or mom or dad or somebody would come along and separate us and kind of break it up and say, now you shake hands, tell them you're sorry, promise you'll never do it again, and if it was your brother or sister, they would tell you to say, I love you. And so you would dutifully shake hands. We would promise not to do it again. We would apologize and say, I'm sorry. And if it was a brother or sister, we would say, I love you. Now, deep in our hearts at that particular moment, if you were anything like me, I really didn't want to shake hands. I really didn't want to promise I'd never do it again. And I really wasn't in the mood to say, I love you. The actions of reconciliation were good, and it created the absence of conflict in our yard or neighborhood or in the house, which made it a peaceful situation for everybody, especially our parents. But in our hearts weren't really quite in it. The peace that Jesus brings, the peace that resolves conflict and so forth, is a peace that is not simply rooted in the absence of conflict. It is rooted in the relationship that is restored in our hearts. It is the peace that Christ brings into our hearts, and it's given to us freely because of God's love. But it also comes with an obligation to become peacemakers, caring and sharing the love of God and the peace of God to people and circumstances, our homes, our communities, the places we work. We are called to be peacemakers, and we are called to bring the peace of wholeness and restoration that Christ gives us into the world in which we live. The truth is, we cannot share what we don't have. When we have the peace of Christ in our hearts, then we can share that peace with other people and begin to make a difference in the world. Conflict not only ceases, but people's hearts experience healing and wholeness and restoration. Peacemaking is really hard work. It is tough. And sometimes you will find yourself in situations where being a peacemaker will be the hardest, most difficult, most challenging thing you'll ever do. It will leave you drained. But remember that the Prince of Peace is the one who fills your heart and life with the peace that you take into your world and into your life. As I said earlier, on December the 4th, the second candle of the Advent wreath will be lit, the candle of peace. And like the old song says, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me and with you. May God bless you.